4,000 acres. Processing, export, 6 countries. The paperwork for the land consolidation came through 18 months ago, and you signed it the way you sign everything now, quickly without reading every line. Nobody told you which field it was until after. The field where your father worked as a laborer, the one you walked past as a child without ever walking through it. Your company owns it now. You did not know. Or you knew and forgot. You are no longer sure which. That is the part that stays with you. Not the acreage, not the contracts, not the journalist who called you a pioneer. Just that question. Knew and forgot. Did not know at all. What the final level of this story does to you is not what you expect. And the person who started at level 1 does not exist anymore by the time you get there. Level 1, the laborer. You are 22 years old and the sun has not come up yet. The field you walk into belongs to someone else. It has always belonged to someone else. You carry a tool in your hand that you did not buy, and at the end of the day, you will put it back where you found it. $11.42 an hour. That is the number. Not a little, not a lot. $11.42 every hour for land you will never own. The work starts at 4 in the morning, not 4:30. 4. You learn the difference in the first week. By month 3, your body wakes before the alarm does. You move through rows in the dark, and the foreman walks behind you, and you do not look back. You know what he looks like. You have memorized the sound of his boots. Every day, 243 agricultural workers across the country are injured doing exactly what you are doing right now. Most of them go back to work the following week. About 5% do not. You think about this without meaning to, the way you think about the weather. Not with fear, with arithmetic. You have one power at this level. It is small and most people miss it. You know every inch of this land better than the man who owns it. You know where the drainage pools after rain. You know which rows the equipment always skips. You know which foreman looks the other way on Fridays. That knowledge is yours. Nobody can put it in a contract. But it also means you are replaceable by anyone willing to learn the same things for the same money. The power and the trap are the same object. Your father worked this field before you. He never said it was temporary. He just said, someday. Level 2, the tenant. You signed a paper, 6 acres, rented for 1 season. You borrowed $11,000 to buy seed, to pay for water, to cover the first 2 months of rent. The lender smiled when he handed you the pen. He has seen this before. The rain does not come in June. You check the forecast every morning for 31 consecutive mornings. The number changes. The rain does not. By August, a third of your crop is gone, not damaged, gone. You call the bank. You wait on hold for 19 minutes. The man who answers does not recognize your name. Farmers have the highest suicide rate of any occupation tracked in the United States, 3.5 times higher than the general population. In the Midwest alone, more than 1,500 farmers have taken their own lives since the 1980s. You read this number somewhere. You do not remember where. You remember the number. Your hidden power at this level is the paper trail you can build. Every receipt, every weather record, every failed application for government relief. These documents are proof of something. You do not know yet what they are proof of, but you keep them in a box under the table. 14 months of paper, all of it. A neighbor sells his equipment in October. You see the auction from the road. You do not stop. You drive past twice. The cycle does not care about the rain. What comes next is the part most people who talk about farming have never actually seen. Keep watching. Level 3, the smallholder. You own 5 acres. Purchased. Your name on the document. You read it 4 times the morning after the signing. The land costs you nothing now except everything it will ever cost you. The government announced a minimum support price for wheat this year. You planted wheat. The price at the local market is 30% below the announced rate. The middleman offers you what he offers everyone. Take it or store it yourself. You have no storage, you take it. Only 4% of farms in the country generate more than $1 million in sales. Those 4% produce 2/3 of everything. You are not in that 4%. You are in the 96% that produces the other third. Together, spread across millions of acres, underpaid at the source. You buy a tractor in November, second-hand. 19 years old, repaired twice before you got it. Your daughter sits in the seat while it is parked and makes engine sounds with her mouth. You stand behind her and do not say anything for a while. The middleman calls the following week with a better offer, 3% better. You do not have the leverage to refuse it. Level 4, the owner. 53 acres now. You hire 8 workers for the harvest season. You pay them $11.40 an hour. You set this rate without thinking about it. You realize later it is almost exactly what you earned at 22. Between 1987 and 2012, the number of farms larger than 2,000 acres nearly doubled in the United States. The number of mid-sized farms fell by 44% in the same period. You are the size that is disappearing. You know this. You expand anyway, because the alternative is to shrink. One of your workers asks you on a Thursday if the hours might be reduced during the slow weeks. You tell him you will look at the schedule. You do not look at the schedule. The request disappears into the week, and neither of you mentions it again. Your father would have recognized this moment. You do not let yourself think about that. The hidden power at this level is access. You can now get a meeting with the regional agriculture officer, not an appointment. A meeting. Real difference. You use it once to push back on a water allocation that would have cost you the east section. It works. Nobody knows it worked. That is the point. You eat dinner at 8:30 most nights. Your son has already gone to bed. If this is landing for you, subscribing takes 2 seconds and means you never miss one of these. Level 5, the businessman. You have a processing unit now, cold storage, an export license for basmati. Last quarter you shipped 42 tons to buyers in 3 countries. The margins are thin, but the volume is not. You attend a meeting with 4 other agri-businessmen and 2 government officials. The officials smile at everyone equally. You understand now that this is a skill they practice. You have begun practicing it yourself. Corporate contract farming surrounds you on all sides. You have watched 11 small farms in your district fold in the past 4 years. Some of those farmers you knew by name. A few of them worked for you at some point. The contracts they signed with larger operators looked like opportunity. They were not opportunity. They were a different kind of debt with a different kind of lender. Your supply chain now depends on 43 people whose names you do not know. This is not negligence. It is scale. You understand this. You do not feel good about understanding it. Level 6, the Tycoon. 4,000 acres. Processing, export, distribution. Your company name appears on contracts in 6 countries. A journalist calls you a pioneer of modern regional agriculture. You read the quote twice. It is accurate and it means nothing. 4% of farms produce 2/3 of all agricultural output in this country. You are in that 4% now. You have been for 3 years. Nobody told you when it happened. You just looked at the numbers 1 quarter and understood. The field where your father worked as a laborer, the one you walked past as a child without ever walking through it, your company purchased it in a land consolidation 18 months ago. You did not know it was that specific field until after the paperwork was signed. Or you knew and forgot. You are no longer sure which. You fly over the region twice a year in a small aircraft. The fields from above look like geometry. Clean lines. Organized. Beautiful in the way that things are beautiful when you cannot see anyone inside them. Somewhere, right now, a young man is walking into a field before sunrise. The land is not his. He carries a tool he did not buy. He will put it back at the end of the day. He is 22 years old. He does not know the number yet, the rate, the hours, the odds against him. He just knows the field needs him there before the light comes. The land does not wait. It never has. If you stayed this long, you already know this channel is worth staying on. Subscribe, and the next one finds you.